El Santo contra las mujeres vampiro. I don't even know what to do. El Santo was a legendary luchador down here in Mexico. Imagine Hulk Hogan in Hulk Hogan movies playing Hulk Hogan.
Whilst still wrestling.
So El Santo did over 50 movies. He was fighting mummies. He was fighting zombies. He even fought Dracula at one point.
He was bitches.
Nothing is getting away in this motherfucking wrestling career, all right? Your daughter. Where the did the werewolf come from? There's another one that has a crown and titties. That's the main one, apparently.
Crown and titty.
Crown and titties. Welcome to the list. This show we pluck out a name. That's a lie. in this case,
The first time this is going to be a lie.
It's the first time it's a lie, but usually this show is where we pluck out a name of our all-time movie watch list, watch it, review it, hang out with you guys for your viewing pleasure. A little backstory before we start, because I'm super nervous. Okay, so I don't know if you probably can't tell by looking at me, but I'm half Mexican. If you look at Felix, you can definitely tell he's full Mexican.
Ah, huevo.
So the day of this release is actually 2 de noviembre, aka Dia de los Muertos, or as you white people may know, the Coco holiday.
That's true.
And I just wanted to sprinkle a little Mexicanness on this channel. I've been neglecting that side a lot, and I just decided to let Felix pick the movie.
Oh, and you regretted that immediately, if I do recall myself.
I've been dreading this day since I let you pick the movie.
And how many months ago was this?
It was like in March. So the movie we're scratching off Felix's list today is a 1962 Mexican classic, El Santo contra las mujeres vampiro. In this movie, a professor recruits a professional wrestler to protect his daughter from vampires intent on kidnapping her and marrying her to the devil. No lie. That is literally what happens in the movie.
Yeah, no tiptoeing around it. Literally, that happened. And this is a classic because this was literally on the tail end of the golden age of movies in Mexico.
1962. Okay.
Yes. It was short-lived.
So a little bit of more backstory for y'all. El Santo was a legendary luchador down here in Mexico. And he played himself in the movies. To put it into perspective, imagine Hulk Hogan in Hulk Hogan movies playing Hulk Hogan. So he had to solve crime, fight these monsters, but he's Hulk Hogan.
Whilst still wrestling.
So El Santo did over 50 movies. He was fighting mummies. He was fighting zombies. He even fought Dracula at one point.
He was bitches.
Exactly. But he also teamed up with another legendary Mexican wrestler in Blue Demon. They both had children and they continued their legacy. Yada, yada, yada. I am a bad Mexican. As you can tell, Felix is a good Mexican. I've never seen any of these movies before.
This is obligatory watch for Sunday mornings. Like.
Yeah, I caught him on TV before, but I never got him from the beginning. So this popped my Santo cherry.
Oh my God. What did you think of El Santo's peak masculine physical form?
He looks like a Mexican wrestler. So the first shot of the movie are these vampire ladies, and they're not exactly what I would think vampires ladies would look like. They definitely need some moisturizer. Mm-hmm. It eventually takes a minute, well, more like 10, but then they actually do turn into what you would expect sexy vampires to look like.
But it was hilarious because you looked at the crusty vampire ladies, and the faces were like all f***ed up. And when they smoothly transitioned into the hot pieces of vampire ladies, they were completely different people.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder that, like, they got the maids first and they put a bunch of makeup on them, and then they brought in the actresses. I was like, what the f*** y'all doing, man? That's mean. Just put the hot ladies in the makeup. What's so different? I don't even know what to do. It's just everything takes so long to develop, man. Like, everything is just a glacier pace.
That was par for the course for these type of movies.
The lady that they're trying to get has a witch birthmark, which is why they want to get her, because she's like the next one to take over of the vampire ladies, right?
Stupid little bat.
Yeah.
Oh, the bats. Jesus.
Oh, the bats.
So the vampire ladies turn into bats to move around. Now, you would imagine the bats would look halfway decent, this being a huge blockbuster in Mexico. No, these look like cardboard bats with a piece of rug stuck on them.
Yeah.
And you see that piece of just dangling around.
They use it a lot. You would have been like, okay, let's just use it sparsely. So, no, they're dangling the fucking bat over your screen over and over. It's like, dude, no.
And then, poof, they turn into vampires.
No, they just walk into the screen. Like, the bats go one way, the vampires walk in the other way. Okay. So El Santo doesn't appear until 25 minutes into the movie.
Oh my god.
He is summoned with a weird antenna device on a screen. I don't know, like...
He's not even summoned. They leave a voicemail.
Oh, that's right. They leave a voicemail. But he's like... Also, like, on top of being a wrestler, he's kind of like Batman, I guess. He's got his own car. He's got his own stuff. I guess he was heavily inspired by Batman, if I'm going to guess.
Yeah, most of all of this character is Batman, basically. The thing is called the Santo Movie. Like
yeah, I remember that.
A silver Porsche.
Yeah, I remember that. The Santo Mobile.
Why didn't he use the doors, though?
Because
That
it's
was
cooler
my-
to jump in it.
It's cooler, but it would have been faster to use a door.
But you're always going to pick cool over fast, bro.
With a giant cape struggling to jump out of the car. Literally jump out of the car with this giant cape strapped to his back.
I'm like surprised he didn't run over the damn cape when he's driving in the car.
Oh no, it is a thing that they have to learn to use the cape.
The cape is outside the car, right next to the tire when he's driving.
Oh, I did not see that. Oh,
Yeah,
dead.
When he turns the corner, he could have decapitated himself. But I guess he's blessed by God or some shit. That's why nothing happens to him.
Well, yeah, because in every movie they say, God bless him.
So like Felix said, he's left a voicemail because he's not there because he's in a match, right?
Yes.
And yeah, we do see the match. The whole match, right? With some antics at the end. So you see El Santo win his match and it's time to move on. But no, ma'am. Y'all don't know. It's best out of 3 falls down here in Mexico.
Yes.
And you best believe we have to watch the other damn fall. He finally wins this tag match because I don't know why. Who's the other guy? Why does he matter? Is he going to help fight the vampires? Probably not.
None of this whole match matters. It's
all.
just like an exhibition match for El Santo, so you can think, oh, he's a badass. He's fighting. He's winning.
So the match ends, but they continue to give each other some solid putazos.
We call them pierrotazos.
Then the crowd rushes the ring as if he won some sort of championship, which he didn't.
Oh, that was so stupid.
There's no belt. There's no nothing. He was like, yeah, El Santo win. That's it. That's
The
literally
people's
it.
champion.
Yeah.
He won. Okay, let's go eat tacos.
It's not until like a whole 15 minutes later of this match we get to move on, and it's time to see some vampire. And this gives time for the vampires to eat some foods because El Santo is too busy with this wrestling match. We figure out that the vampire lady also has powers where she controls people with her eyes.
With her beautiful giant eyes.
And she's not even like the boss bitch one. There's another one that has a crown and titties. That's the main one, apparently.
Crown and titty.
Crown and titties.
Who does nothing? Who's supposed to be the baddest bitch of all, and leaves the grunt work to the other lady.
But it was funny because the vampires are still religious because all you have to do is mention God and they run away.
Technically, vampires are allied with demons, kind of, because they made a deal with the devil. So anytime you mention God in front of a demon or something, or somebody possessed, they don't like it. They flee. It's like, eek. So it makes sense.
But there's got to be a little bit extra stuff there. You can't just look at a cross and burst into flames like they were doing in the movie.
The way he just stops dead in his tracks and burns. Así. Boom. Immediately. The Santo meets the dad, and the dad is like, hey, are you going to stay and protect my daughter? And he's like, I can't stay. I have other plans. But your daughter's protection will be my main thing. Y se va.
Right. And then they start to reassess what they're doing. And after they reassess what they're doing, another match. Nothing's getting
15-minute match.
Nothing is getting away in this motherfucking wrestling career, all right? Your daughter.
That's his big plan. You gotta kick some fool's ass.
But at least they kept the kayfabe. They were like, oh, I gotta fight Santo next, because it's still real, right? It's still real in Mexico at that time and in the movie. So I respect that. But at least something happens. So El Santo's opponent gets swapped out for a vampire guy, gets bitten, gets killed, and swapped out, puts a mask on, and he goes out to the ring. So now El Santo is fighting the vampire guy. Oh, and unless you're wondering, yes, we see the whole match.
Yes. It's hilarious because Santo's getting his ass kicked, and he says, and the manager's like, do you want me to stop the match while he's groping him?
Yeah.
And Santo's like, no, he's using karate moves. No, stop the match. The fight must go on.
Yeah, he recognizes this is not his opponent. This has got to be somebody else because he's got the murderous karate fight stance. All right, dude, if you say so, dog.
Side note, that fight is a mask fight. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, the loser has to lose their mask.
I did not. Okay, yes, but I did not know this. Once that mask is off,
you can't put it back on, sir.
No, and that's like
it's the biggest no-no in Mexican lucha.
You lose honor.
Your whole family, your whole lineage, everything is represented in that mask.
Yeah, and if you want to use a mask again, you have to go to the Mexican Wrestling League. Literally, that's what it's called, and state your case. Like, why do you want your mask again?
So a big move during the Mexican fights is ripping off the mask mid-fight. That's a very heel move, right?
Oh, yeah.
But then El Santo starts doing it, and he sinks his camel clutch in and rips off the guy's mask and reveals, not a vampire, a werewolf. Where did the werewolf come from?
Nerd moment. The older a vampire gets, the stronger he gets. So the older he gets, as he can turn into a bat, he can turn into a wolf, he can turn into a mist, he can turn into a lot of things. So judging by that, this is an old guy.
Huh? But he's still a werewolf, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Then he turns into a bat and flies away. I'm sitting there going, is that the same guy? I'm all confused.
Allegedly, yes, it's the same guy. But it's hilarious because before he transforms into a bat, El Santo beats his ass. Then he gets shot like point blank with a revolver.
Yeah.
The gun gets emptied. And then he's like, no, bye-bye.
So while all this is happening, they ambush the good guys and take the girl that they want to try to get the whole movie.
And those ambushes are hilarious. At the same place.
At the same place. And then I look at the timer. There's only 9 minutes left for this fucking movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
The whole movie gets solved in about 9 minutes. The doctor cracks the code and tells Santo where the vampire's at. He gets captured. He karate chops with some other guys. Then, here's the kicker. He don't do nothing. It's just daytime and they start bursting into flames.
Oh, yeah. It's like Mad Max. He's just there for the ride.
So it's daytime long enough just for El Santo to break out of his shackles. And he leaves the girl tied up. He goes and fights the vampire. He's like, hold on, bitch. And he leaves.
What do I do? Kick their asses.
He starts chasing the vampire ladies who are all busted again for some reason because of the sun. I don't know. But they run them back inside their coffins and El Santo sets them on fire.
Yo, that was savage. Like, he opens every coffin one by one and lights these bitches on fire. He got no remorse.
El Santo saves the day once again. Man, is this movie rough.
The girl says, who is the dad? The professor says, nobody knows and nobody will know.
Yeah.
But in a time where the evil of men seeks its own destruction, he will be always at the service of good and justice. And that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Turns out all the voices were ADR, but El Santo never made his own voice.
Never? That's never what he sounded like?
No.
Oh, probably to protect the image.
Well, protect the image, and his voice was all... I mean, he's a little Mexican dude. How the hell do you think he's going to sound? No, they hired a dude. I don't know what's his name because they change him in every movie, but they hired a guy with a deep voice, and that was his voice. Like, oh, professor, that's great. So they never used his voice.
Really took a lot out of me. If you guys want us to do it again, just let us know. Bye.